in this country, connections are everything. Go to parties, go to networking events, go to SCSU events.
Yeah,
right? Gender studies courses. They've done so well in their writing, and they're so theoretical. They're so smart. Perfect timing. Very nice.
Why do people study at a top university?
The name. It's all in the name.
100%.
It's all in the name.
Diploma and the name.
It's all in the And a lot of rich kids go there. A lot of rich kids go there. And I read this book. Anyway, it was one of the biggest scandals. Like $1 billion was stolen or something.
What's your favorite book?
Yeah. Not the finance. But just the way this guy has written his book, you can just see how beautiful of a language Spanish is.
If you're a millionaire right now, what would you do?
I'd live the same lifestyle I'm living right now. I would.
Hello, everyone. In today's episode, we have Akaash Palaparthy, the VP.
VP operations.
Yeah, VP operations at Students Union. Welcome to our podcast, Akash. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah. So, how do we met? How did we meet before? Can you talk about more about it? Because it was interesting, honestly. Let me actually tell you one thing. I was studying at night at Blade and Wing, right? You know Blade and Wing? And I met people there, and there were some Afghani people from Afghanistan, and they told me Akash is the guy who really managed and knows everything about works and this kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, in that case I'll just talk to him. And then I texted you. I remember I texted you from Instagram, and we met in your room. It was perfect.
You know what happened? So I know these Afghani guys because I'm really active in the cricket community. So I used to play a lot of cricket, and these guys showed up there. And this is back then, a guy named Burhan used to play cricket with me.
Yeah.
And since then, he's left UTSC and now he's in Queens. But his brother, who's not a UTSC student, he still studies at UTSC. And one day he forgot his backpack at Highland Hall. And he didn't know who to call, but he knew that I work somewhere in the university.
Yeah.
So he gives me a call at 11 p.m. He's like, bro, can you open the door? I said, no, obviously I can't. But I gave him the contact of someone who could open the door.
Yeah.
And I think he ended up getting his bag or something. So
yeah.
That's how I know him. And I think that's the guy who came to my office one day and he was like, I know this guy from Uzbekistan. He needs to talk to you. So send him through.
Oh, okay. Oh, he was that guy who left his bag.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Yeah. Can you talk a bit closer to the microphone?
How about now?
Perfect. Yeah, now it's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so first we start with general questions. Please introduce yourself and talk a bit about your background and achievements, maybe.
Yeah. So my name is Akash. I'm an international student from India. Well, I just graduated. I graduated in the summer of 2023. I did a double major in economics, international development studies, and a minor in applied statistics.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mixed. Lot of things going on there. And I graduated in 2023, and since then I've been working at SCSU. SCSU is the Scarborough Campus Student Union, and I'm an executive member over there. So my position is VP of Operations.
VP of Operations, yeah. Are you still an international student, or you got the citizenship?
No, I'm still international. I'm on my work permit now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. As you have less time, we start with the questions actually.
Right in.
Duty of the VP Operations of Students Union.
Okay.
What is it like to be a member of Students Union? How does that feel like?
Student Union is a big thing. It used to be a really big thing, right? Back in 2017, 2018, they were doing some instrumental work. But over time, especially after the pandemic, participation dropped, right? There's very little of what you call school culture that doesn't exist in University of Toronto Scarborough campus. We as a campus, people commute to campus. Not a lot of students live here. They usually come here, they do their classes, and then head out.
Yeah.
Because of that, there's not a lot of participation, in school politics. But that's what the student union is. The student union essentially represents all 14,000 students on campus in every single issue.
Oh, we have 14,000 students.
We have 14,000 students
right now.
Right now.
Oh my God. Okay.
Have you seen 14,000 students ever?
I haven't.
Yeah. So we have 6 executive members over there, including me. we have academics and university affairs, equity, campus life,
Mm-hmm.
external, president, and me, operations. My role in the student center is twofold. Half of it is financial and half of it is operational.
Hmm.
So the financial stuff is budgeting, forecasting, sponsorships, fundraising, signing off checks, making sure everyone gets paid, so payroll. That's all my side.
Hmm.
And on the operations side, I oversee the student center as a whole.
Hmm.
Did you know that the student union owns the student center?
No.
We run the student center building.
Yo, really?
Yeah.
Oh my
so
God.
anything that if the roof ever breaks down, it comes out of our budget.
Oh.
So we always have to have a budget large enough to afford for renovations and repair work.
Wow. I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
Stop. Wait. Students' Union is like the whole building.
We own the whole building.
Oh,
It was
okay.
built in 2004
Hmm.
and it essentially was paid by the students, and over time, like every student contributed like 30, $40 per
Hmm.
year. And now it's paid off completely, and now we have complete ownership of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Which is why, if you notice, the student center is the only building which has a prayer space, multi-faith prayer space.
Wow. Yo, really? Yeah,
Because
yeah.
The university doesn't do that. The university has a very strict stance on religion, whereas it doesn't, unless you make a donation,
Mm.
they can't open a room just for prayer because that's not bringing them any money,
Oh.
So unless a room has a purpose like classes or study
Yeah,
space,
yeah.
they're not making it. But the student union recognized that, hey, there's students on this campus, especially students of Muslim faith, who need a prayer space, right? And that's why we created a multi-faith prayer space. Anyone can come in. And it's the only one like that in UTSA.
Oh my God. That's
Yeah.
that's an achievement. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's an achievement.
Yeah.
Because, really? I thought it's a university who's doing this.
I wish people knew about it. A lot of people are like, what does the student union do? And it's like,
Wow,
"Oh, we've done a lot
brother.
of stuff over the years.
Oh, okay. That's amazing. Okay. We're moving on to the next question. What's the role or significance of having a students' union? Why do we need the students' union?
I'm going to go through the history of student union, okay?
For sure.
The SUSU was founded around 1966. This is back then, it was called Scarborough College. We weren't even called University of Toronto Scarborough. This is when it was Scarborough College.
Oh,
That's
it was
how old the student union
college.
is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And as a university, the administration, they only care about academics back then.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't care about, there's no student experience. There's no making sure you guys have sports, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the student union was created originally,
Mm-hmm.
to offer these kinds of services that the university administration doesn't care about. In 1968, that was when we organized a sleep-in protest in Meeting Place. You know where the Meeting Place is?
No.
You know why that protest was held?
Mhm.
Because there was no residents on campus. The only reason we have residents on campus today is because of the student union protesting.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, yeah. So this happened in 1968. So imagine over time how many changes we have asked for, right?
Mhm.
So our role has changed over time. Today the university is helping us a lot more than back then. We have a whole department catered to student experience
Mhm.
and academic advising, career services,
Mhm.
sports and recreation, athletics and recreation. We have so many things available to us. This wasn't the case back then. So over time, we have come from a place where we were against the university. We used to fight against what they used to do. But today we're collaborating with them.
Mhm.
And what we offer on campus is a student voice. And there's a lot of decision making that happens on campus every day. You know how many committees there are? There's a committee for, name a thing on campus, there's a committee for that. Study spaces, there's a study space committee. There's a
Oh.
library committee, food committee, right?
Oh.
Academic, so courses, academic integrity has a committee. So there's a committee for everything. And the student union has a representative who sits on every one of these committees. So I sit in the food user committee. So everything that happens on campus related to food, I have a say in it.
Mhm.
So recently, if you know, we have the residence hall. They have a dining hall, right?
Yeah.
The new residence.
Yeah.
One day they didn't have food. There was a Sunday
Wait.
a month ago, 2 months ago, where they ran out of food.
Wait, what? The dining hall?
The dining hall ran out of food.
Okay.
And these kind of concerns usually don't get picked up. But because you have your student union who sits on these committees, we ask questions. We like, what went wrong? How can we fix this? How can we make sure that this never happens again? So this is the kind of stuff that the student union contributes to that the regular student doesn't know about. You would have never
didn't
heard
know.
about so many committees.
14,000 students and like ran out of food. Like how?
Not 14, but whoever you
Like,
student,
yeah,
thousands
for sure,
students.
for sure. But still, the university does have that.
Yeah, it has a
amount.
problem. So
Wow.
we advocate for the students, basically.
Oh my God, that's a really great
Yeah.
thing. So okay, in what ways the students' union is helping? We already answered this. How does the students' union advocate for student interests and address concerns on campus? Like, actually, how?
Yeah. So the student union has 3 pillars in our own activities. So we do events, services, and campaigns. So events are stuff that creates campus community. And we're trying our best. We struggle with it over time, but we're still trying our best to create campus community. So the other time I invited you to an event, which was a painting
event,
night,
yeah.
right? Painting and hot chocolate. This was an event where we don't want students to spend money on this. So we bought everything. We set up the tables. We set up the music. We gave all the equipment. We gave stuff to enjoy. And just come with your friends. Bring your friends. Come alone. Just enjoy it. Have a good time. Meet people. So that's what events are for. And these events, typically we have flagship events. This is Frosh. You know Frosh?
Yeah, I do.
Frosh is the orientation. So it's like 1,000 to 1,200 students coming in for the first year.
Mm.
And this is the first event they ever attend. That's Frosh. This is a massive event. It's a big event. It
I
has a
didn't-
huge budget,
I didn't have a chance to attend Frosh because my visa was not issued at that time, so it's
you
kind of
still have a
sad.
chance. So in your second year, you can apply to be a group leader in
Mhm.
Frosh. It's free. You can
wow.
sign up as a volunteer
Wow,
and
For
you
sure.
volunteer.
for sure.
You meet a lot of first years. It's amazing.
Why not? Yeah.
That's how I started in SCSU. I was a senior leader in Frosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not the first year that you did Frosh Week, right?
No. This is the second year.
Oh, it's the second year
Yeah.
already. Perfect.
So that's events. I'll move quickly a little bit.
Mhm.
Campaigns are stuff like what we do in the committee meetings. Each committee meeting, we're achieving a purpose, right? So we have set campaigns like international student fairness for our tuition fee.
Oh, I need that one too.
So obviously, this is a lot bigger than our campus, right?
Yes.
The truth is, the reason international students pay more is because of taxation laws. Domestic students have been paying taxes their whole life, which subsidizes their education. On the other hand, international students, when they come in, they haven't paid taxes for the 20 years that they've lived.
That's why we pay more.
That's why you pay more.
Oh, okay.
But at the same time, in U of T, the percentage, that's different. So like
we have more international students.
International students pay 10 times domestic students, right?
For sure.
60K for a year instead of 6,000,
Yeah.
which is not the case in other universities. In
Mhm.
other universities, it's like
A reasonable
two
amount.
or 3 times,
Yeah.
which is fair.
Yeah.
So clearly something is going wrong,
Yeah.
and your students don't know about it enough.
For sure.
So we are trying to advocate for fair, transparency. Like, where is my money going? I'm
Mhm.
paying so much money. Where is it going?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And you see so many things going on in campus
Mm.
that is being paid through by your money, but you don't know about it.
Yeah.
So how do I gain access to that? All that is part of fairness. Right?
Oh.
Do you know about the policy credit, no credit?
Yeah, I do know.
Credit, no
I
credit.
did it
You
in
did
my
it?
first
You
in
did
my
it?
first semester.
Did you ever struggle with it, thinking you couldn't see your final grade before you do your no credit? You can only do it before exams.
Yeah.
We are trying to make it so that you can see your final grade before.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering, like, it's illogical. Why would you do, like, you don't...
It's not the case everywhere. In the arts and science faculty downtown, you can see your final grade and then no credit it.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Yo, really?
Yeah.
Come
So it's
It's kinda
possible.
weird.
It's possible. And the only reason that the university, one of the reasons that they're telling us is that they just don't want to do all the administrative work in pushing back the deadlines.
Oh, my
So this is
God.
every year we've been advocating for this, and we're so close. We have contacted UTM, and we're on the same page with them.
Mhm.
Our dean is on the same page with us.
Mhm.
So we want to make sure that our dean is on the same page as their dean. And if both the campus come together, this happens faster.
Oh, my
So we are
God.
very close to it. Hopefully at the end of this semester or end of next year.
Oh,
You know,
hopefully,
very
brother.
close. Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't wait for
Yeah.
that. I can't wait for that. This will be your achievement, bro. You can brag about everywhere, bro. Imagine
Exactly.
like 14,000 students are
Exactly.
grateful, praying for you, bro. Imagine
Yeah.
like, I remember I was crying about it when I did no credit because like,
Yeah.
you know, it's hard.
So this is why I wish people knew more about what we were doing, because the more people that get involved with our advocacy, the quicker things happen.
Yeah.
So right now there's a survey running around. I don't know if you've seen it or not. It's we've got about 1,200, and we've put this survey out everywhere: Instagram, in person, emails, everywhere. But people are just not being a part of our efforts. So I wish students cared more about what the student union is doing, because there's so much potential. There's so much
Wow.
potential.
Yeah, for sure.
And this brings on the last, which is the services. Services are, day-to-day stuff like lockers. That's us. The fact that you have health and dental insurance outside of what the university gives you, that's us. So we provide you with health and dental insurance. Stuff like the food center. Have you ever been to the food center?
Like in the student center?
Yeah. Food center is free groceries, hygiene products, events, community building.
Wait, food center. What is that?
The food center is not the food court.
Oh, I thought it's a food court.
No. Food center is a food bank that we run from our own money, our own budget. We hire people to run it, students. And they provide free groceries, free hygiene products, events, meals on a weekly basis.
Ooh, wait.
Currently, we have over 400 students that weekly come to us and depend on us for groceries. Yeah. And we're doing this completely for free. No, we're not charging any money.
Wow.
So I wish more people knew about it, because then one of the things that I've worked on is increasing fundraising for the food center. So I don't know if you probably didn't receive an email, but if you're on Instagram and you go on UTSC's page, I'm on one of the posts that they've made, and we're just talking about the food center, asking people to donate, alumni. And we've come a long way, but there's so much work to be done.
Oh my God, brother, I didn't know about it. No, wait, I'm a first year student, right?
Yeah.
And I have my friends over there, and they don't even know about it. They have no idea what is happening.
I didn't know about it when I was in my first year.
Wow. And that's the reason why we're holding this podcast, bro.
Yeah.
Everyone.
We might have to do a second episode.
For sure.
So much to cover.
Yeah. Okay. What are the plans for future? Which area will you be mainly targeting?
It's a good question. So my degree is in economics, and I think one of my skills is problem solving and looking at things through a rational perspective, but also being able to communicate that in an effective storytelling manner. Like I want to be able to convey the most complex concepts to you, someone who's never done economics or someone who's never done business, right? I know you have, but just in case. So I'm looking at the consulting field. I really think management consulting suits me, suits my goals and my background. And the kind of roles, analyst roles, so banking, consulting, even non-profit, or social impact. These are fields within the consulting realm that are attractive to me. But here's the thing, I'm very open to what I want to do. I'm not pigeonholed because I'm young, right? I'm only 22. I have a good 5 to 6 years of moving around industries and seeing what suits me.
True.
Like one of the biggest areas in Toronto that our a university degree doesn't cover is real estate, like mortgages, real estate agent stuff. There's so much money there. There's so much
real
money
estate,
there.
of
There's
course.
so much money in real estate, and we don't learn enough about it. And some of the people that I work with through the student union, they're really big figures in the real estate market. And just talking to them teaches me, I learn a lot. And even that's somewhere I'd be happy to go into.
Real estate.
Yeah. Real estate, arts management. Arts management is really big.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a lot of areas that I would love to go into.
For sure. And what's the achievement that you are most proud of?
Personally or professionally?
Personally, maybe.
Personally, I mean, life is a gift. The fact that I'm alive today, I'm very proud of it. As an international student, you come in with absolutely no support, no family here,
no family, no relatives.
friends, nothing. You come in by yourself, and paying this amount of tuition, your pockets are empty too, usually,
Mm-hmm.
by the time you get here. So the fact that I've built a life for myself, and today I'm a point where I can support myself without my parents contributing,
Mm-hmm.
like rent, food, everything.
Mhm.
I'm saving, you
Mhm.
know, being the fact that I have a community here, friends, people I can call family, is
Oh.
something I'm very proud of.
Wow, brother. That's
Yeah.
what I really want.
Yeah, you'll get there. You'll get there. Just
Hopefully.
keep yourself in there. Yeah.
For sure. What's the most difficult part in being a PV at SU? VP, sorry. Yeah.
Difficult part, like I said, getting students to be interested in what you do. Because I'm really interested in what I do. I'm passionate about what I do. And the fact that I'm telling you, I know you're interested too.
I'm interested too.
But there's
That's why.
so many people who don't know what we're doing. And no matter how much we try to tell them, they're not interested. There's so much potential in what you could achieve. Even if you just attend 2 events, you're making up the money that you're giving to us. Like don't quote me on this, but it's approximately $30 to $35 per semester that you're paying for SCSU. You just, if you attend the food center once and go to 2 events, you're making up that money, right? So don't think too much about how much money you're funneling into this, but think about how you can take advantage of it, because we have so much to offer. Anyway, that's the hardest part about working here.
Getting people to know about SU, right? This is the hardest part?
Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, we're moving on to personal questions.
Very nice.
The first question is, who's the most influential person in your life, and how did they impact you?
It's a very difficult question. It's a very difficult question. I would say I have been influenced quite a bit by my father, my dad. He is still in India. He's still working. And one of the things that he said that I keep with me every day is not to get involved in a rat race, right? Don't be looking at your peers. Oh, this brother already got a job in this company. He's making so much money. Or this person, he's so ahead. Like, their success does not affect you. For you, all you want to do is focus on your work, do the best you can, right? No complaints. Don't be lazy. Do what you want. Do what you can to the best of your ability, and the rest will come to you, right? The other success never drives you down. So don't look at it that way.
Wow.
Right? That's why even in academics, right? Oh, this guy got 90 in this course. Him getting 90 in the course had nothing to do with you getting a 70 or 80 or a 95. This person, is doing their own thing, and you're doing their own thing. So just mind your own business and do your own thing.
Wow, that's a great statement over there. Yeah. That's a great statement.
And it helps your mental health a lot when you think about it this way.
Oh, sure.
I was so struggling in my first and second year, seeing all these friends getting internships, right? But you're like, they're happy, let them be happy. Focus on yourself.
Wow. Yeah, that's a great claim over there. The second question is, what is your favorite thing about yourself and why?
Favorite thing about myself?
My hairstyle.
You know what? I get a lot of shit on it from my family.
Okay.
So like, why have you grown out your hair so long?
Oh.
But I'm like, listen, trust me. This is good. This is good for me. I like it.
Trust me, it's good. Okay.
I would say my ability to just connect with people. Just a random person who comes into my office, I'm able to, talk to them, learn about them, care about them.
Having a podcast.
Being on their podcast, So the confidence, charisma that comes with being able to connect with people. That's something I'm very happy about.
Yeah. Okay. What were you like as a child?
Ooh, shy, quiet,
Really?
and scared.
From what?
Just the way I was brought up. I was brought up in a very risk-averse environment. So I was scared of everything. So I used to play sports, but I was scared of the ball hitting me. Have you played cricket? Cricket is you play with a very hard ball.
I know.
So I was always scared of it hitting me. And I was always just very shy of speaking up, of making friends, of doing something, making a mistake, right? And that is something I really grew out of in university. So when I started living on my own, I realized there's nothing to be afraid of. Even the ball is going to hit you. This is a quote. It's a very nice quote. Bones heal, but regrets don't. And I heard this quote when I started skateboarding in my second year or something. And I used to be so afraid of falling, so afraid of bruising myself. And then fell a couple of times. My skin came off. It was very bad, but I healed. Like in 2 weeks, I was better. 3 weeks, I was better.
Wow.
But the fear or the regret of not taking that jump or not going faster, that stays with you forever.
Wow.
That's never gonna go away.
Wow. Okay.
That's something that's helped me, get out of that fear.
Hmm. Wow, that's interesting. How do you want to be remembered?
I would say that's one thing. There's a poem I read in my long ago, high school, middle school, Ozymandias. Have you heard of Ozymandias?
No.
Ozymandias was a great king who lived, I don't know where, don't quote me, somewhere in Africa or somewhere, I don't know. But essentially the poem's about how this great empire that Ozymandias built so many years ago is now ruins. It's in the middle of the desert, it's ruins, it's abandoned, no one lives there, all the structures are broken down.
Yeah.
And it's like, if someone as great and mighty as Ozymandias is forgotten, the truth is I'm not going to be remembered, right? So I'm not obsessed with being remembered. That's one thing. But if I'd like to be remembered, is for helping people out, being able to just provide opportunity, just helping people out.
Wow, that's amazing. What's the most important lesson that you learned?
I've shared a few important lessons.
Yeah,
right?
that's quite interesting.
So maybe you can cut the footage and add it here. I won't repeat it. So yeah, we can move on.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have any regrets?
Regrets? No regrets. No regrets. I feel like I've made mistakes. Don't get me wrong. I made a lot of mistakes, but none that I regret. I've always learned from it. Today I'm everything happens for a best sort of thing. I don't regret much. But yeah.
Sure. What challenge in your life shaped you the most?
What challenge? Living alone, moving to a new city by myself, being an international student. I think it shaped me in many ways because I had to learn how to make friends, keep friends, forget friends that are not good for you. It teaches a lot of lessons about how to take care of yourself, the value of money, stuff like that.
Wow, for sure, 100%. I really understand it because we're the same wavelengths.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm an international student too, so sure. Can you share the most recent challenge that SU has faced?
Student Union?
Yeah.
Recent challenge?
Yeah.
I've spoken about a few things, but I want to highlight one of the roles that my counterpart does. So she is VP of Academics and University Affairs. One of the biggest parts of her role is academic integrity. So if you have been accused of cheating by a prof, I know you didn't do it. It's okay. You can come to the VP Academics and University Affairs, and she will help you. She'll advocate for you in front of the dean when you get the academic integrity meeting. So a lot of students have come to us, and they have really committed mistakes, right? And they're very sorry. They're very sorry about the integrity mistakes that they've made.
Yeah.
And they're trying their best not to have it on their transcript or not to affect them in their future life. And she has really helped them. She's gotten them out of some really bad situations.
Wow.
So if any students hearing this, or if you ever get accused of academic integrity, it's okay. Just come to Student Union. We'll get you out of it.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
One more thing I'd like to highlight, actually, is the food center. Food center is was in a pretty bad place when I was coming in. People over there worked really hard, but today we are supporting more students than we've ever done before. And that's not a good thing. That means more students depend on us. More students need food. They can't afford food. We're in such a bad economic condition that people can't afford food that they have to come to a food bank, And more students depend on us than ever. This is a struggle. And luckily, we have advocated and lobbied the alumni organization at U of T. And we have raised almost $20,000 in funding this year.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. And it's still growing. So that's one of the biggest challenges we face and something we've done to overcome it.
Wow, perfect. What do you wish you knew before starting your career as a VP?
Not to take things personally. A lot of times you come up and you're trying to get students to care about you, and you tell them stuff, and they're like, I don't care about it. I don't care about it. And at first, I should take that personally. Like, I'm trying so hard. Why are they being so rude to me? Why are they being so mean to me? I have nothing but good intentions for them. But then you realize, these students have their own thing going on. At the end of the day, a student here is here for academics. That's it. At the end of the day, if one thing matters out of everything, it's not fun and it's not having fun. It's their academics. So there's a lot going on in U of T students, like, academics. So they're already stressed enough. So I don't take it personally. If they say anything mean to me, I'm like, okay. I hope you feel better.
Okay.
That's one
Okay.
thing.
I feel you, bro. What networking method worked for you?
This,
The podcast?
no, not podcast, but being able to connect with someone, right? So just
But
talking.
how do you connect?
Start a conversation? Ask questions.
Mm.
Like you're asking me so many questions right now, and I'm curious. Maybe when the mic cuts, I'm going to ask you questions about yourself. Same questions back to you.
Sure.
Because it's so interesting to know about people, and the more you learn about someone, the more you grow. Right? And I did a lot of networking chats in my second and third year, coffee chats. I used to go to random events. I'm not interested in marketing, but I used to go to marketing events and just the random people used to work in companies. I should just email them after work. Be like, hey, can I have a cup of coffee with you?
Wow.
Online.
Right.
This was back then online, so virtually.
Yeah.
And you have a 15-minute conversation with them, and you just feel better. You just feel better when you talk to someone.
Wow.
Right? That's the truth of it. Yeah. That being able to talk to people just really helped me.
Mm-hmm.
Being unafraid to ask questions.
Wow. Yeah, that's a great skill actually.
Yeah.
The second, so we're moving on to university stuff, university related stuff. How to succeed at university.
Don't bury your head in books. Academics isn't. I know I just said this and I'm contradicting myself, but the truth is academics isn't everything. Some of the most successful people in the world have very low GPAs. It's all about how hardworking you are, smart working you are. No, not just hardworking, but being able to be smart about how you work. So you don't have to memorize the whole book to do well in the exam, right? You need to be able to know what's going to come in the exam. So how do you know that? You talk to the TAs. You talk to people who have taken this course in the past. You talk to your course mates. Talk to the prof. These 4 stakeholders you got to be in good connection with. That's how you learn about a course outside of what they're teaching you. know? Because what they're teaching you, very few courses are actually teaching you stuff that you're going to use later on in your life. The biggest skill you learn from university is how to meet deadlines. So in the future, if you ever have a assignment or something, you're making sure you're meeting deadlines. Your ability to pick up information. So random things. I've never studied about this random topic. But the fact that I'm enrolling myself in this course and picking that up and succeeding in it shows that I have an ability to take in information. Right? That's 2 things. There's obviously more. These are 2 techniques you need to be sure of.
Yeah. And what was the hardest course that you took during your university years?
Quite interestingly, I've taken some CS courses, I've taken stats, economics. But one of the toughest courses I took was IDS, International Development Studies course. It was the international development of, the political economy of development. So it's about economics in a development level, but the theoretical aspect of it. So what this course, it did not have any numbers. Excuse me. It didn't have any numbers like a usual economics course. This was all theory. Theory and writing. So a lot of times, you're supposed to read like 100 pages and summarize it in 1.5 pages.
Oh my God,
Okay.
that's really hard.
Which really teaches you how to write. Like before I came to Canada, before I joined university, I thought I was a great writer. I thought I was good at writing. The first, even my first year courses, every writing assignment, I got like 80 plus, 90 plus. I took this course, the first assignment I submitted, I was like, easy. Got the grade back, 71, 67, something like that. I was like, what just went wrong? So I talked to the prof and he's like, your writing is horrible because you're talking about all these things. No, the more the better, quantity over quality. Well, you need to focus on one thing and really, really go deep inside it.
Mm.
Don't talk about multiple things. Talk about one thing in your essay and then go really deep into it. Ask a why. Okay, mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. So what? Now, so what? Describe, so what? Why? No, go in deep into what you're writing about. That was the most difficult course I've ever taken. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What advice would you give for first-year students?
Work out. Have a good GPA. Have a good GPA.
Good GPA.
Have a good GPA because once you get a high GPA, it's very hard to go down. Once you start off with a 3.84, it's very hard to go down. But if you start with a 2.0, 1.7, it's really hard to go up.
Really?
So yeah, you're probably thinking, I can fix it. It's very hard to come up. But it's important to remember, like I said, you got to work smart, not hard, work smart.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as you want to get a good GPA, in this country, connections are everything. Go to parties, go to networking events, go to SCSU events.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Go as many places as you can, talk to as many people as you can. Build a network, and work smart in your academics.
Got it. How has university impacted your thinking?
Impacted my thinking. I'm a lot more open-minded now than I was in high school. I was like a horse with the blindfolds on. But now there's a lot of people doing a lot of things, and they're being very successful and good at it. So, some of the smartest people I've met have come out of gender studies courses. They've done so well in their writing and they're so theoretical, they're so smart. And also some of the most business savvy people I've met have come from like CS, which is so crazy, computer science, what do you have doing business?
Mm.
So it's an open world. Don't ever don't be critical, don't be judgmental, but be curious.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be judgmental. Oh, this is just a women's studies. No. Be curious. Oh, what are you learning there?
Mm-hmm.
It has to be something important, otherwise it wouldn't be a course.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So we're moving on to the last part, which is hook questions for our video. Actually.
Ooh,
yeah.
hook questions.
Okay.
Perfect timing. Very nice.
Why do people study at a top university?
It's all in the name.
100%.
It's all in the name.
Diploma in the name.
It's all in the name. After being in U of T for 4 years, I realized it's nothing special.
Yeah.
There's nothing special. The people around me, nothing special. I could go to a random university and get the same amount of knowledge.
Mm.
But where the prestige comes from is the connections you make. Because people at a top university are probably the top people in their high school, right? So as much as you're learning pretty much the same thing, you're challenging yourself a lot more, and your peers are a lot better connections than they would have been. Like a lot of, I want to look at Wharton. Wharton is a business school in the US,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of rich kids go there. A lot of rich kids go there. And I read this book. It's about this Malaysian investor who did one of the biggest financial scams of this century. He did one of the biggest financial scams of this century. And this was the 1MDB scandal. I don't know if you've heard of it. 1MDB. No. It's the Malaysia Development Bank sovereign fund. Anyway, it was one of the biggest scandals. Like $1 billion was stolen or something.
Yo, what did he do with that money?
He's still missing. He's not been caught.
Yo, really?
He's still missing. I forgot his name, but you can look him up. Anyway, he went to Wharton School, and his father wasn't that rich. He was wealthy, like a millionaire. But most people who
wealthy, like a millionaire.
like most people who go to Wharton are like billionaires, right? And the only reason his dad sent him to Wharton was not to learn. He was like, you can learn business anywhere. You can learn business on the streets of India, But he sent them there to make the connections and to be connected with that circle of billionaires.
Mm.
Right? So a lot of times you go to these high-ranking schools. It's not just for what you're learning. It's a connection you make, network.
For sure. The next question is, what's your favorite book?
Yeah. Not the financial plan. This was it was a boring book. So I got pretty bored by the end of it. You know what I need, what men are missing in their life, a lot of males? We only read we only read books that are boring. 48 Laws of Power, Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. You know? Read something fun for a change, you know? Reading is not all about learning. Sometimes it's about having a good time.
Yeah.
About being involved in the literature of the magical world. Read Harry Potter. It's a good book. It's a good book.
I read it. Yeah.
So I would say one of my favorite books of all time. This was, it's a book that was originally written in Spanish, but it was translated to English. It's called The Shadow of the Wind. Shadow of the Wind, and it's about it's this fictional story based in post-war Spain. Post-war Spain, and it's a story of a romantic tragedy. But just the way this guy has written his book, you can just see how beautiful of a language Spanish is. And even after it being converted, like translated to English, it's still beautiful. And you just read that book and you're transported in Spain of 19th century.
Wow.
19th century Spain. And you're walking through these streets of stone,
Wow.
haze all over the place, and you just transport in a magical world. And it's not fictional in the sense like there's no magic or dragons or anything, but it's just a romantic tragedy and it's beautifully written.
Yeah, I want to read that book too.
It's very good. I would recommend it. It's very hard to find, but if you find it, I have a copy so I can lend it to you.
For sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. The next question is, if you're a millionaire right now, what would you do?
If I was a millionaire by now, I'd live the same lifestyle I'm living right now. I would keep most of my money in my pocket. You know, invest most of it, save most of it, buy a car.
What car?
Like a Japanese something, you know,
okay.
something simple, not something too fancy. Millionaire isn't a lot of money.
Here it's not a lot of money.
It's not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money. So maybe if I was a billionaire, I'd buy a nice little old school sports car, you know, like a Aston Martin or something.
Wow.
But if I'm just a millionaire, I'd buy a regular car, you know, something that doesn't consume too much gas. I'd invest in a house. I'd get a house, real estate. But mostly just live the lifestyle I'm living because I'm very happy with the clothes I wear, the the products I buy. I'm not a big materialistic person. So
Sure. Have you thought about dropping out university? Never.
No.
Wait.
No.
Why?
No, I'm not a quitter.
Come on, bro.
I'm not a quitter. I think valid reasons for dropping out is if you genuinely think what you're learning is not good enough for you. Like if you're someone like a Bill Gates who already knows and who has the dedication and the discipline to pick up anything on their own, sure, go ahead, do it. I've not been blessed by those skills. I've not been blessed by connections, you know. The only valid reason for dropping out is if you don't have enough money. If you don't have enough money to continue school. But you have enough money and you don't have unreal discipline or dedication to what you're mastering, go to school. Go to school because the value of school is not only in what you're learning, it's about the breadth of what you're learning and the connections that you make, the network that you make. Don't drop out. Don't be stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. The most meaningful conversation that you had?
Most meaningful conversation I've had. It's very interesting. I can't think of one. There's so many that I've had. There's not one that I can highlight as the most.
Maybe it's
meaningful.
with your parents. Maybe like.
Maybe the one I had with my dad, right?
Okay.
Where he gave me
Yeah.
the quote. But there have been lot of influential people in my life.
Yeah.
People that I don't talk to anymore. You know, this guy I connected with in my second year. He's not big, but he's doing really well in the development field, in economical development. Like he goes to these global south, which is countries that are third world, poorer countries. He goes to these global south countries and he does a lot of good work there.
Yeah.
So I had a conversation with him and I learned a lot about my career and what I should focus on. Stuff like that. There's a lot of meaningful conversations like that.
For sure. Yeah, that's probably it for today. And thank you for coming to our podcast.
This was great.
Brother, I think like I have to watch this like podcast multiple times.
There's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, a lot to learn.
Happy to come back. If you have any follow-up questions,
Sure,
feel free to
brother.
ask me.
Yeah.
You're doing a great job. Keep connecting with people like this. And I'm happy to introduce you to more people outside of this. People who will help you in
Sure.
what you want to do.
Thank you.
I hope you do you ever go through these questions and answer them yourself?
Right now?
No, not right now, but do you ever do that? When you're sitting at home?
At home?
Like for yourself.
Mm.
You should do that. Answer these questions for yourself,
Wow.
and you'll learn a lot about yourself.
Okay, I'll do that today.
Do that, and listen, you're gonna do well. You're gonna do well. Don't be
Sure.
worried. You're gonna do well.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you so
Good
much
job.
for your help. Yeah, if you have any questions or anything, just leave it in the comments. Yeah, have a great day.
Email me.
Yeah, thank you so much, brother.
This is really good. Good experience.
Yeah. So we're done.
Good. I'm glad.
Thank you so much, bro.
I hope you had a good time.